Hey friends, and welcome back to I Was a Teenage Exocolonist. So last we left off, some creatures broke through the gates or something like that, and we defended ourselves. Then after that we took a self-defense training class, because that's a thing now. We also went outside and got this little guy. We found him, and now he's a pet. Yeah. Or they. We have no clue. You catch Cal at the gate to the gardens. He's carrying a bucket of rocks. Hi, Sol, he exclaims. He pauses to pat your pet on the head. And hello to you too, Optimus Prime. And that is indeed what we named it. It's so silly. Aw, that's nice. Oh, I'm supposed to tell you there's a new park near Geoponics now, Cal says. We can run around all we want, and nobody will say we're trampling the fields. You should come play there sometime. And bring Optimus Prime. They'll love it. I'll make sure to. I know I do. I will make sure to take one. Just give me a second. I need to look through Siri 1. Hi there. You meet your dad adjusting a water bot in your mom's flower garden. He's having a sneezing fit. His eyes are runny and red. You're alarmed. You've never seen him look sick before. People were hardly ever ill on the stratospheric, except sometimes when the zero-G rooms made them queasy. Not to worry, my little beanstalk, he says. Nasally? I'll be fine. It's just this pollen making my head a little stuffy. He wipes his nose with a handkerchief and looks around. Everywhere you turn, the air is soupy and tinged with pink from all the floating pollen. On Earth, your dad tells you, we used to call this hay fever. Even though it had nothing to do with hay, your mom cuts in, carrying a large bouquet of flowers. The native flowers seem to be in full bloom this time of year. The native flowers seem to be in full bloom this time of year. She buries her nose deep in them. And they smell fantastic! Your dad smiles kindly and agrees that they sure are beautiful. Then he blows his nose loudly. They do smell good, and they look harmless. Your dad's eyes look so sad. But maybe that's just the allergies. Hey, Soul. I know the last few weeks have been very hard for you. This might be a good time to relax and stick around in the quarters wing. Thank you. I'll make sure to do so. Hey. Dis sits before a collection of rocks, grouped by color and texture. As you watch, he takes another rock from his pocket and stacks it with his kin. He looks up at you. What? He says flatly. You never seen rocks before? Oh, no, I have, yeah. Here, take this. Thank you? Dis says, clearly unsure about how to react. I'll, find something to do with it. Yeah. Oh, that was the wrong button. Alright. Let's relax. That's nice. You and Cal walk through the park, a special place set aside for growing ornamental plants from Earth. It was grown from a precious seed bank, preserved for over 20 years aboard the stratospheric before your mother started planting them here on Vertumna. Almost nothing here is grown for food, though many of them are technically edible. It's so green here, Cal says, stopping to smell a bush of fist-sized red flowers with velvety petals. Wow, they smell so sweet. It's so peaceful. Cal breathes deep, a funny smile on his face. It really is. This is one of my favorite places in the whole colony. You can really feel the love in every plant. One pretty white flower in particular is flourishing here. The Astrantia, your mother's favorite. It seems to be growing faster than even native plants do, covering the paths and bluffs with tiny white stars. You practically have to push clumps of it aside in some places just to make sure you don't crush any. Good thing it's so beautiful. That's better. Okay. Oh, I can forget stuff? Oh, right now, I don't think we should forget anything. That's all useful. Oh, the pollen is really... it's kind of like creating a fog here. Huh. Okay. Well, we could either A, do this, or B, go outside. We should also make sure to do that too. Let's go outside first, so I can, I guess, I don't know. And then we'll make sure to do the other thing. Call on the outskirts. Oh, hey, there's something over here. I'll take that. Thank you. You spot Surveyor Utopia. Utopia on the path. It looks like she's setting up some kind of equipment. If she catches you sneaking out, you'll be in trouble for sure. You stumble on a route and Utopia's head flies up. She scans the trees in your direction. She's setting up a hive for photograph drones. She unpacks a pyramid-shaped box and stands back. When she activates it, hundreds of tiny flying robots shoot out of the top and spread out over the canopy, taking photographs and readings from everything in the area. In a few hours, they'll return and automatically combine their data of the area and everything in it. You make a note to stay out of sight while they're active. You don't want to get caught. Cool. Oh, I'll take that. Something over here too. This planet is full of all sorts of bugs. Little wrigglers, hopping beetles, shining creepers, and snaily things. Oh my. You crouch in the long grasses and explore a square meter in great detail. There's so much to see. You don't even know what any of these things are. They might not even have names yet. You stare with big eyes at the wonders of the natural world. There isn't a cloud in the sky, but yet it started to rain. You can't tell where it's coming from. Or whether it's even water, given how this planet is full of surprises. It's probably some animal's migration or airborne tree sap. Who knows? You have a strong desire to not be out in it. Find something to use as an umbrella. Yeah. You break off a large leaf on a long stem and hold it over your head. It makes a pleasant kind of thumb as the drops splatter on it. Alright, yeah, we've been there already. A manticore, hello. I remember what they look like. You walk into a clearing and immediately stop in your tracks. There's a unisaur here. Oh, it's a unisaur, my bad. You've seen them before, but they still fill you with a sense of awe. You take a break and pull up some snacks from your pack. The unisaur's ears twitch back and forth, and it swivels its head to look directly at you. There's a tense moment where you're not sure if you're supposed to run or stay still. Eventually, the unisaur turns tail and bounds out of the clearing. Aww. As you come to a bend in the path, movement clears, catches the corner of your eye. Something up on the top of a nearby mushroom-capped tree. Can't tell what it is, but is that a person? Someone is peering over the edge of the mushroom tree cap above you. You can't quite see their eyes, but you get an impression of long dark hair and an enormous, mocking grin. I wouldn't go that way if I were you, they warn, playfully. They have a deep, musical accent you don't recognize. I can't do an accent like that. A stranger. That's impossible. You're only You're the only people around for thousands of light years. What the heck is he doing out here? You feel a chill go up your spine. Why not? You start to ask why, but he disappeared. Disappeared again over the edge of the mushroom cap. You shout, but there's no answer. You can't even figure out a way to get past a way to get up there. Can this guy fly? Or was it a mirage? You think he might be seeing things. Fine. I'll find another way. Oh, that worked a little too easy. Wow. You let your mind wander as you're walking, and you bumble straight into a field of gelatinous blob grass. Totally transparent. The sticky fronds are hard to see, but even harder to ignore. Especially once they start glooming onto your boots and slowing you down. It's like trudging through thick mud. You stubbornly decide to keep going, paying close attention to the visible signs of this blob grass. And there aren't many, just an absence of other vegetation. That won't work. Oh, I see. Just add an extra one, why not? Perfect, yay! There it is. You can hop along from that rock to that fallen log, then climb over those old pieces of surveying equipment. You get through the villainous blobgrass. You spend a bunch of time on it, though, and it takes some tricky balancing. It's tiring. A stream cuts through the path here. There must usually be stepping stones across it, but the water's too high to cross safely. Bravely jump over it. Yeah, okay, Huh. Nice. You bravely fall in and get wet. You flounder towards the other side, soaked but victorious. And then is this the, oh, what? There we go. You come across a cluster of mush trees. Not fully grown yet, but they're still pretty big. It might be good to harvest them before they get all gross and mushy during the rainy season. If you're older, you could probably cut them down and get some kudos for them. You like the mush trees. You give one a pat, surprised when it moves under your hand. It's not the tree, though. A camouflaged creature lying against the trunk. It's small and looks like an octopus or a starfish. Lots of long legs wrapped around the tree like it's giving it a hug. Is this the spot? Okay. That is the spot. Alright. Let's go around then. minding your own business when you stumble into... This low valley has collected a lot of that thick pollen. You cough and try to push your way through it, but it's pollen all the way down. Surveyors get nice helmets with built-in masks, but yours is just a cheap one. At least the pollen isn't too thick here. That's fine, yeah. Yeah, that works. Ugh. This pollen makes your face itch. It makes it all the better when you find a route to higher ground and come out of the worst of it. This muck hides interesting bugs and other treasure. For those willing to put their hands down, the right... Okay. Looks dark. You stuck your hands down to know. This one's probably safe. You can't hear anything rustling around in there. Okay. Sweet! Literally. The hole is full of sugar bugs. These palm-sized balls of squish gives you the sweet syrup when you tickle them. Okay. You fill a bottle with it, then let them go again. Should be worth a few kudos to Auntie Sedent in the kitchens. Awesome. You leave the path and sneak through a strand of mush trees to one of the little sawmills dotting around this area. It's a small but busy operation. 3 people feeding mush tree logs into some kind of machine, while a 4th one directs a 4-legged robot with a plasma saw mounted on the front. You stay out of sight and watch how they do it. One tree crashes down. It's almost like... Oh. We've read this before, yeah. You're too worn out and tired to continue. You have to go home now. Yeah. Okay. You're finishing breakfast in the common area when Marspin struts in. Look at you, eating cereal, she says, turning her nose up at you. I'll bet you don't even know what day today it is. Your birthday? No, dummy, she exclaims, swatting your shoulder. My birthday is the first month of wet season. You better remember that. Today, she announces to the room, is St. Valentine's Day. Dis and Cal wander over to hear more. Back on Earth, Mars explains, it was a day when everybody had to gift their best friend a gift, especially sweets. And then you put the sweets under your pillow, and it makes you dream about who you're going to marry. I haven't heard that. Is that exactly how it goes? I don't think so. I just kind of go like, gift it to your Valentine. But all right. And then there are decorations of hearts and arrows and pigs. Cal laughs. Pigs? We don't even have pigs here. Before Mars can answer, Dis snorts. This is dumb. Marzipan just made it up to get free candy. He rolls his eyes and walks away. As he leaves, Mars shouts back, well, nobody was going to pick you anyway. You stink. I know who my best friend will be. Mars pats her eyes jokingly. Oh, really? Who could it be? She asks playfully. I'm going to tell all the other kids about it, Mars says. So you go around and find your best friend and give them a gift. She points her finger at you. Make sure you do it by the end of the day, or it doesn't count. And if too many people want to be my best friend, she adds, I'll hold tryouts for the position. It's only fair. She tosses her hair over her shoulder and laughs. Yeah. Where are we at? Okay, we're doing good. Hi, Des. There's literally no one else I'd give this to. You find Dis watching the jungle through a gap in the fence, kicking the dirt with his toe. He's quiet when you walk up. He must be in one of those moods. You sit and watch the jungle with him for a while. You ask if he sneaks out there often. This nods quietly. A few times, yeah. There's a way through behind the garrison building. You both sit in silence again for a long while, till he breaks it by saying, "It's really nice out there. Want to be best friends to annoy Mars?" You explain that, of course, you aren't taking it seriously. You just think it would be funny. Yeah, totally. He looks at you and shrugs. "Sure, I guess," he says. Then he looks back out at the forest. It is kind of funny. It's a stupid thing anyway. Alright. Is that all? Hi. Eh. Mars is in a huff. Because you didn't pick her for Valentine's Day. Seems like nobody picked her. I hate to break it to you, that's not really a surprise. She crosses her arms and scowls at you. "I can't believe you chose this over me?" "Whatever," Mars mutters, tossing her hair. "I'm just too mature for kids my age. The older kids get me, even if you don't." Well, oh, right, the gardens. We should do that over there. You play with your Hopeye Optimus Prime while you hang out in the gardens. They're pretty well behaved, never straying too far into the underbrush and always coming back when you call their name. Another Hopeye shyly approaches out of the long grass. Your Hopeye goes totally still, then lets out a happy chitter and bounces off to greet the stranger. They touch noses, then hop around each other twice. They disappear for a few minutes into the underbrush, long enough that you begin to get concerned. Finally, Optimus Prime bounces back to you and nuzzles against your leg. They want to be picked up and cuddled, so you pop them underneath your shirt and carry them like a baby the rest of the way. Aw, that's cute. Okay. Early dust. Give me this. This. You don't see this at first, but you do hear rustling followed by the screech of metal on metal. After a few minutes of looking, you spot this placing large rocks in front of a piece of of corrugated metal. Leaning against the wall, he stops and looks at you. "You didn't see anything," he says, going back to covering up his tracks. "I know these interest you." Thank you? Des says, clearly unsure about how to react. "I'll, find something to do with it." Yeah! Okay, right, we should go over here now. What is humanity's good as? That, which... Wait, where are we on persuasion anyways? Still not the greatest, but let's go here now. This week in biology class, you're learning about predators and prey. Professor Hal brings up a picture of a Hopeye on the holoprojector and asks, "Who can tell me what special thing Hopeyes do when they see a predator?" Tang's hands shoots up. "They hop away very quickly. That's why we called it a Hopeye." Hal nods. "That's true, but not what I was getting at." Tang stammers, and looks upset, like she can't believe she got something wrong. Hal scans the class again. "Anyone else? Soul?" They thump on the ground to warn others. You've seen Hopeyes out in the wild, and you know they're very communal animals. One wouldn't run away without warning the others first. Then they all hop away very quickly. "That's right," Hal smiles. "Soul sounds like they might have met one before. I have one as a pet." Tang gives you an appraising look. Maybe she didn't expect this from you. Um, hmm. Okay. Yeah. It's time once more for Vertumnalia. The mood of the colony has been muted this year, ever since the attack during Glow, though everything is still cheerfully decorated and the feast table is still heavy with food, mostly soy rations. This Vertumnalia just feels different, in a way you can't describe. The colonists gather in the square for Governor Etiquette's speech. What what a year Vertumna has given us, the governor begins in her weedy voice. I stand before you, so proud of everything the colony has accomplished in such a short time. I have always hoped that we would bring with us the best facets of humanity: cooperation, resilience, and creativity. And the events of this year have given me no reason to doubt my convictions. These creatures were unexpected, but I urge everyone to consider what it means for life here. If Vertumna can sustain megafauna, then that means conditions are good for us as well. Our friends in geoponics are already working on the logistics of domesticating the wildlife. Your dad, as cultivator, stands and gives a sheepish wave to the crowd. There is a smattering of applause. Mars elbows you.
Hey, she whispers. Did you hear? My dad says Etiquette's gonna announce the depot's open to the public.
You shoot her a questioning look, and she rolls her eyes.
You know, shopping? Somewhere to spend all the kudos we've been saving up? There's gonna be candy and toys and makeup and nice-smelling soap. Not the boring kind in the communal showers.
You know the concept of shopping. They do it in the holovids from Earth, especially the ones Mars likes. But you've never actually done it. The colony provides everything you need, but it would be nice to buy yourself a treat.
My dad gives me an allowance, Mars says,
shooting you a look of pity. It's too bad your parents make you work for yours. You and Mars tune back into the speeches just as Etiquette, as predicted, announces the opening of the general store at the depot. Mars gives you a knowing look as she claps. Etiquette gestures for the council members to stand.
Finally, the council remains unchanged from the last year. We are, as always, proud to serve you and the colony as our government.
The music starts up as Governor Etiquette finishes.
Thank you all for your hard work and your perseverance this year, she says, over the ruckus. Together, we will build the future.
The crowd, The crowd disperses and sets up for the annual Vertumnalia Games, just like last year. There's a talent show, a science fair, and a bot wrestling. Now with an obstacle course. Which one do you participate? I guess this one. Hey! Dis and Mars are your competitors for the talent show. Mars is a shoo-in for winning with her jazzy, high-energy dance routine, so all eyes are on Dis for daring to compete against her. Dis stands on stage and clears his throat, then gestures with his arm. From his hollow palm emerges a projection of a ventriloquist dummy. He sits it on his lap and launches into a comedy routine, speaking through the doll with zero filter. The judges all howl at his impression of Chief Engineer Instance, but the crowd favorite by far is Administrator Seek's thin, self-important voice coming out of the doll, imperciliously demanding that not everyone can have perfect scores. They have to be rationed appropriately. Dis looks flustered by all the attention, but proud as well. He bobs in a little bow before leaving the stage to ras something applause. These are both creativity. It'll be a hard act to follow. What do you do? How about a magic act? Those are always fun. Dear God, okay. What do you mean, -1? What the heck? Why is it a -1? Oh, it sets the neighbor to its value. Okay, well then we gotta bring this up 1. Yeah, there we go. That's better. Hmm. Still not too great. I only have one of those left. Draws a card? Okay, I kind of don't really know what to use this for, so what card does it draw? I mean... That is nice. Because I can do that. And then do that. And then do that. Okay. I have a feeling even if we do this, it's still not going to be, like, perfect. Yeah, it's still not perfect. Ah. Hmm. And those all change those, but we have this to kind of fix that. Dang. Okay, I have no choice. We just gotta push through. Okay. You are the champion. Everyone is amazed by your magic act, especially the one where you pretended to cut one of the judges in half. You win as voted by audience applause. Yay. Just shrugs and smiles. He didn't mean to win anyway, so there's no hard feelings. Mars, on the other hand, is livid. I worked on my routine for months, she cries, and refuses to shake your hand. After the festivities are over, everyone takes time off for a much-needed break. Mars organizes a water fight that takes over the whole colony, even the adults. It brightens everyone's spirits, even in the thick heat of dust. You end up on top of the western walls with Dis, launching water-filled poof shrooms down on an unsuspecting anemone in the sports ball court. The walls seem like a neat place to hang out and relax, much quieter than the lounge, if you're looking for some solitude. Noted. Okay. Yeah, we will stop here. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like. Subscribe if you want. See ya.